Hello, I'm John Richards with Paladin Cloud. In this video, we'll walk through how to create a custom VPC on AWS. Now, AWS accounts come with a default VPC, which we see listed here. It works well for testing things, but it's almost always overprivileged for production use. So we're going to create a new one. Now, how you set up any specific VPC is going to change based on its purpose. I'm planning to use this VPC to install Paladin Cloud, so I'll explain why I'm making certain choices along the way based on that context. We start by choosing to create a new VPC. Now, for this VPC, we will need a couple availability zones and subnets. We could configure those from here by choosing the VPC and More option. Then we'll set a name tag that will be applied to all the resources in this VPC. We will configure our VPC with 2 public subnets and 2 availability zones. Multiple AZs help us to be sure we stay running even if one of them goes down. Now for Paladin Cloud, we don't need private subnets, so I'll set those to 0. And then I can leave these other settings at their default since we don't need them with our public subnets. Now we wait for all the resources to be spun up. We've created these resources, but there's still a few steps left. We need to set up our subnets to generate an IP address so they can communicate with the world. We need this to be able to do things like access the Git repository to clone down the project, and later to access the APIs and services that feed our security data. We'll start with the first one and edit its subnet settings. All we need to do is enable auto-assign public IPv4 address, hit save. And now we'll do that for the other subnet. We enable auto-assign public IPv4 address again, and then we save again. Our subnet is now ready, and it will show under the network settings when we go to create an EC2. Let's jump ahead to the AMI install process to see what that looks like. Once we've found the Paladin Cloud Community AMI, we'll launch an EC2 instance based on it. Now I'll skip the other steps for now and just go straight to network settings. Here we choose edit, and we can see our private VPC listed here. For the full Paladin Cloud install process, check out our installation playlist. Now one other note, if you want things to communicate, they generally have to be in the same VPC. So if you use a custom VPC to install Paladin Cloud, make sure you also use the same VPC during the connection step, or your browser won't be able to find the dashboard. All right, that's it for this video. Your feedback is always appreciated. If this was helpful, give us a like and consider giving our open source cloud security repository a star. Thanks so much for watching.